Okay, you are live, both places.
I am Linda Deir, and this guy right here, the best guy in the whole wide world, in my world.
In your world, okay.
Right here.
This guy here is Ray Holly, the business manager of all business that needs managing.
He is too. God, he saves he saves my life, you guys.
I can fix technical things too.
He's my hero.
You're my hero.
All right. And we're always so happy to visit with you guys on Tuesday nights regarding Linda's weekly guided insights, and getting your feedback and getting your questions and getting your input and getting your energy and everything. All right. And here we go. Each week in Linda's weekly guided insights, I ask my spirit guides, what's the most important thing for you to know right now? We channel these insights using Ask the Universal Channel, the same way your spirit guides and angels interact with you in a personal angel coaching session with me. You can find these links in the description of the video. So if you want to look into Linda's weekly, into angel coaching with Linda, you'll find it there. Tonight, the spirit guides will be talking about the hope impulse. This was published today in Linda's weekly guided insights. And like always, my hero, Ray, will be monitoring the Facebook feed for your questions and comments. So feel free to let me know what's on your mind regarding tonight's insight. The hope impulse. Hope is not a strategy. Neither is wishing or imagining that things will magically appear in your life to change it just because you thought about them. Nor will the good old days come back, nor will things get back to normal. There is no normal. Things were never normal. The good old days were not as good as you picture them now. They were just calmer by comparison. So does this mean there's no hope for the future? No. It means that your definition and concept of hope must change. So how does your future become better? Two things must happen immediately. Any concept or vision you see in your head about a perfect future must be erased. If you chase a concept or a vision that you are already doubting could happen, then you are wasting your time. You must start from where you are right now. That's what we're talking about tonight. Ray, who do we have with us, honey?
We have Ray Holly, Mary Jan. Hello, Mary Jan.
Mary.
Stacy Bauer.
Stacy.
Says, howdy from Texas. And we said, howdy, darling. Julie McCloy is here from Australia.
I've seen you responding to our posts. Great. We're glad to have you. How late is it in Australia?
Oh, it's like 17 or 18 hours ahead of us. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So maybe Julie could give me the winning lottery numbers for tonight, since it's tomorrow.
Right? That's the hope impulse. That's
there
what we're going to talk about.
I'm
hoping. All right. So feel free to leave your questions, comments, or whatever as we move through this. Ray's got some questions, or not questions. Ray's got some research.
Some observations.
Right. Ray always, before we do these sessions, Ray approaches things, just so you know. I approach it from the yin aspect. Actually, both, where we're connected, this world and the world we came from. But yin, I favor the yin because it's neglected. Many times we're just in our egos. We're just in this world. And we miss that softer, wiser, more gentle touch that we have, who we really are. and how it needs to interface with this world so we can create the life we intended because we're connected, all right? Ray approaches it more from this world. He researches these insights from my spirit guides, and he looks at it like most people would, face value, two-dimensionally, just the way it looks like it is, instead of the way it really is after you lift the hood and look at what's underneath, all right? Go ahead, Ray.
Okay, so I like to research things. You know me.
Yeah.
I'm a researcher.
I love him for that.
So, all this hoping and wishing and dreaming and, wanting. What's the difference between all this? And how do people get tied up in their wishing underwear? Well, hoping is the first one I looked up. Hoping. Here's the best definition I could find of hoping. I found a bunch of different definitions.
Now, he gets on the internet. Explain this, Ray.
I get on the internet and I look for articles where people were trying to describe things.
Okay, good.
All right. So hoping, the best definition I found of hoping.
That's a new word.
Hoping. I just made that word up. Hoping is the fantasy projection of a positive future.
Okay, fantasy projection of a positive future. So that's where I'm going to just put my yin on this, all right? That's where you don't feel powerful. So you're looking to get lucky, okay? You're looking for something to favor you because you don't know how to do this. You don't know how to be powerful. You don't know how to be present and harness that opportunity because you are one with yourself. You're not just in this world. You are connected, all right?
People who hope a lot tend to think in the future. People tend to see a future. The people that hope are the people that tend to see a future with no value yet. So they hope. They hope for the best, okay? They hope for the best to happen, or they hope for something bad not to happen.
Do you feel there's no power in that? No personal power in that? Go ahead, Ray.
Okay.
Great research. I love this.
Yeah.
It makes us see it, you guys.
It takes them out of the present.
It does. You're not present. You're somewhere actually, in that case, you're somewhere in the future, and you hope something bad doesn't happen.
Or you hope something good happens.
Yeah, it's still future related. You are not present. Okay, go ahead.
These kind of people are the people who tend to be most anxious about the future, and then depressed when what they hoped for doesn't happen.
Right, or happen the way they need it to happen,
We're getting into needs later.
Okay.
Okay, people don't understand their needs either.
All right,
so let's see, what else here? Wishing. Okay? How is wishing different from hoping? Right? People wish for things like a new car, a new job, a new anything, a new mate, new relationship. These are all wants. They want this. They're hoping for things to happen.
they're wanting something better than what they have right now. Okay, stop for a minute. Give me a second. Okay, so what the guides talked about in this session, the hope impulse. Let me just bring this one thing up. Let me find it. Hope, wishing for something to be better than what it is right now. Okay, here it is. Okay, here it is. Only focus on what is right now and quit hoping for it to be different. Okay, your present, your right now moment, your present moment, where you are right now, that is where you are, okay? And quit, the only way you could find yourself hoping again, because you feel desperate, you feel scared, you feel like you don't know what to do. You don't have your power, you know? And that's whenever you feel yourself wanting the present moment to be different than it is, here's what I want you to do. My journal writing. I want you to write in, put log right in there, what you're feeling on what day, date it, and describe how it feels, what you realized, and that in the fact that you get to the point where you can realize what that is, because you wrote it down and you talked about how it felt. The power is in realizing what that is, so that you can take the action. The action is you in one piece, not you in just this world, desperate, scared, don't know what to do. You start hoping and wishing and praying and oh my God, you don't know what to do. Okay, I totally get that. I get that. But that is not what's going to pull you through it. That is not being present. That is not being powerful. Powerful is being all of you. Okay, because when you're all of you, you're connected. You're connected to yourself and you're connected to your guidance in this world. Now you've got the superpower to move through this. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay, so you wish for things that you want. The new car, the new job.
This is desperation.
Okay. And you hope for things to happen differently because you need them. Now, you need them to survive. You need them because
now this moves into a whole different territory. Ray just made a big shift. Need is the only thing that's justified. Right. Everybody needs to have food. They need to have shelter. You need certain things. It's human. It's
at this point
necessary.
Right. Well, at this point, you think you need them. You're wishing for them. You're wanting them, and you think you need them.
So you're confusing what you really need with things that you don't really need.
Right. So you think that these things you need are going to help you survive, get out alive, a reason for you to go on.
But they're not wants.
They're right.
Okay.
You know,
a want is it steps into this hoping and wishing and wanting. Okay,
right.
But needing. Okay, go ahead.
We're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to sort out these needs. These needs come last here.
Okay.
So then you get your dreams. People say, well, you got to have dreams in your life. You got to have dreams. Your dreams are a combination of wishing and hoping. And often they're self-deluding.
And desires.
Right. They're unrealistic.
You know,
a person says, here's a good example.
Yeah.
A person says, I want to be a rock star, but they can't play an instrument and they can't sing. So they're pretty unrealistic for their dream.
You know, I talked about this recently in a fan post that I answered her question, and I talked about how she had these, visualizations. She had these, she had all these wants, okay,
mm-hmm.
and desires, and I talked about it. It's actually on my homepage, right in the video on the homepage, and it's on the Facebook stream where this was posted a couple of days ago. It's got almost 300 views. I mean, it took off, and I talk about how that gets confused. It's interesting how it tied into this. Okay,
it's very confusing because unless you understand the difference. You mentioned desire. Okay, that is a combination. It's an unsatisfied longing or craving, something you wanted, something you thought you needed. So it becomes a desire for you to chase it. You long for it. You crave it. A desire to have something or get something. Now, what I found interesting is that the Buddhists see desire as the root cause of all evil in the world.
And explain, just don't go into the...
People will do anything to get
what they want.
Right.
Okay, that has become a problem with humanity. It's a problem, you guys. This is out of control. I mean, desire. People desire relationships. They desire the love of their life. But you know what I really call it? I'm going to get you off the hook on that one. I call it a longing.
Yeah.
Because you come in, why do you have that? Why is it that everybody has that longing for love? Why does everyone have it?
Because that's where they came from.
That's right. Because that was your before life. We were all assigned amnesia when we first came here. But you know what? Love broke through the amnesia. They couldn't hit you with enough amnesia, that dose of amnesia to snuff out that longing you have for that love that you came from. You go back to when you're released from this world. You long for it. Is it a desire? Yeah, but it's a longing. It's deeper than a desire. Go ahead.
Right. It's an unsatisfied longing.
It is, and
the more you chase it, the more it eludes you.
Right, and you miss where you came from. That's what that longing is. You miss the love you came from.
Right. Okay, class. Now get your pens and pencils out here. We're at the point where we're going to find the difference between a need, a want, a desire, and a wish. All different.
How about the hope? Where's the hope?
Hope. That's way back in the beginning. Hoping.
Okay, so we've evolved.
We're way past hoping.
Okay, so
that's below wishing. I hope the weather's going to be nice Saturday.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay. Of these four things, need, want, desire, and wish, only one is a reality. Which one?
Need.
The need. Need is the only reality in your life. You need air. You need water to live. You need learning throughout your life. You need shelter. All those things. Those are needs. However, you may want a mansion on the beach.
Okay, so once you get what you need, these other things start to play in. Okay, literally play into your life. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
They become distractions.
Right.
From your present moment, from you being connected. This is getting off base. Okay,
right.
Go ahead.
So you need shelter, right?
Yeah.
But you want a mansion on the beach.
Yeah. See how it gets.
You can only need a small apartment, not on the beach. Right?
Yeah.
One you want, one you need. So you need food. You might need a peanut butter sandwich, but you're not satisfied with the peanut butter sandwich. You want double bacon cheeseburgers, fries, and a shake. See the difference? You might want that.
Not really. I wouldn't want either. I wouldn't want that at all.
Well, it's just,
okay.
It's just people are not satisfied with the
caviar.
basics.
I mean, you want the grand champagne. I mean,
they're not satisfied with the basics.
You're not satisfied with getting what it is that you need. The needs don't. Once you have what you need, and you know you need these things, the distractions start coming in. That's what I call this.
So the needs are the basics. That's what you need to survive. The desire, that becomes a want. The needs become wants because you want more than you have.
The reason these distractions start to happen that Ray's talking about is something is missing in you. That's why.
Right.
Otherwise, it could never show up. You'd get what you need, and you'd live in that the comfort, the contentment. That's what I want to call it. It's a contentment you have, and in that contentment, you just get to explore more of what this is, you being connected, and your power, your presentness in that. That's when you have what you need and you move it this way, and you've got the ability, the time, the energy to explore why you're here. What did you come here to do? That's what's important, not all these distractions that it turns into that Ray researched.
It's just a chain of distractions.
It is.
From your basic needs to survive, you develop wants. You want more.
When you miss who you are.
Right. Okay. So the desires come next. They're just stronger wants. Now you're emotionally involved in these wants.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom of the list is wishes. You wish for a miracle. You wish for some fantastical event to happen. You need money, but you wish to win the lottery.
It's not enough. And you know who that when it's not enough, no matter if it's food, if it's housing, if it's money, if it's a car, if it's whatever material thing it is, once you have what you need, when you start reaching outside of that, desiring to have all this other stuff, you missed the point. That's when, my journal writing, that's when you report on yourself. So you catch yourself while you're moving off track. It's going to happen, you guys. You're in the world. It's easy to get distracted. This world is filled with one distraction after another, delving it out to you nonstop.
Right.
It's not your fault. You just have to catch it before it becomes your problem. Okay, go ahead, Ray.
So all these things end up being that people talk themselves into needing things that are only wants and desires. And advertisements do this. Being bombarded with advertisements,
True.
making you feel that you lack something. And
it is a test, you guys. It's a test to see, it's a litmus test to see where you are. For you to see where you are. For you to report on you. You. So you don't spend your whole life chasing all these things and miss it.
yeah, give yourself a treat once in a while. I mean, you can survive on peanut butter and cereal. But every once in a while for breakfast, take yourself out and have Eggs Benedict. That's a treat.
But limit this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, don't let it consume you. You don't have to go home and go, that was really good. I want to do that again next week. I got to do it 3 times.
I've got to go back tomorrow.
I've got to go back and back and back. Okay. Get yourself. That's all. All right.
So what would you suggest for people to break this habit, this chain?
Right here. Right in here. When you catch yourself going off track, going off course, okay, catch it from the beginning. Before you buy that car you can't afford, that makes you have to work more hours. That's called slavery, you guys. Work more hours to afford that car, okay? The car you couldn't afford in the beginning. If you have to do something like that, you are overextended. Catch yourself before you enter into that. But I want to say this too. I want to say this. If you make the mistake and you get yourself into a jam that you can't afford it emotionally, you can't afford it mentally, you can't afford it financially, you can't afford it. Find a way to cut your losses and get out of it. My mom said to me when I was a kid, she said, you made your bed, now you have to sleep in it. I said, no, I don't. I don't have to do that. You had to do that. That was your world, your life. That is not my life. If I get myself in a jam, I'm going to find a way out of that jam. I'm not going to spend my entire life in that, punishing myself, putting myself in the penalty box, beating myself up, flogging myself.
Flogging.
Okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay, and you shouldn't do that either. That is not what your spirit guides, that is not what you, the person who first came here, had envisioned for yourself, the life you intended to live. No way. So what you do is you catch yourself, you write it down, so you cut these losses down to a minimum, but you catch yourself, and then you go, you know what? I see what I wrote down. I'm not ready to step out of it yet because I feel these things. I might feel guilty. I might feel bad. I might let someone down. Okay, write it down, keep it in here, and review it in a week from now, or in a month from now. And you know what? You're going to pull through this. You're going to keep writing down what's going on with you and keep it in chronological order, and you're going to review this, and you're going to review this, and you're going to pull out of that, and you're going to get your life back, and you're going to start making, when you make this connection, and you've got this connection, and you remember what this is, you will learn, here's what you're going to learn to do. When something comes up and it's enticing, you're going to go, okay, wait a minute. I need to breathe a lot. I need to stop the pattern that I have been in and what I keep chasing. I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to write it down and I'm going to sleep on it. I am not going to let this stuff grab a hold of me again and take me into a whole new, gyration of unnecessary pain and suffering, struggling.
Okay. Quick review.
We've got a great big question.
We're going to get to that.
Mary,
okay?
yes. All right.
So quick review.
Yep.
The needs are the only real thing. The needs become wants.
Write that down.
Needs are the only reality. Needs become wants. You want more than you need. And if you want it enough, it turns into a desire where you're emotionally invested in chasing it, and then it ends up in wishes. So
it gets to be more and more desperation.
Or you buy into it. You buy it, but when it gets to that desire stage, you desire it so much, and they say, well, we can stretch your payments out over 6 years or 7 years on this new car and really keep them, so you're mortgaging your future there. And then you do this enough times with so many different things, you are buried in credit card debt, and you wish, then you get to the wish part.
You're desperate.
You're desperate. The only thing that's going to save you is some kind of miracle. Winning the lottery.
Miracles on.
Marrying somebody wealthy.
Oh.
Chasing rich people. You're willing to... Manipulation, yeah. So while you're writing these things down in your journal, try this. Buy only what you need for 30 days. Nothing more than what you absolutely need, and see how you feel.
And when you do that, write it in here, and there's 4 primary questions. My journal writing. Write down what it is, whatever you did, and then write down what Ray just said, how that made you feel. And then you're going to know what you realized from it. And the action you take will keep you steady. Okay? You will be conscious. This book is called Your Roadmap to Consciousness. That means you're awake. That means you're aware. You're not you're not susceptible. I call it being hypnotized. You're not getting hypnotized again and pulled in to something else and to something else. Okay, where you don't have control over the situation. Of course you do. Yes, you do.
Right. So there's a lot of why questions in there too as you're writing down what you bought that you thought you needed. If you're only going to buy...
Why do I think...
I need that.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
What made me think I needed that? Was it pressure from my friends? Was it an advertisement I saw on TV? Well, then turn the TV off. You have a choice. It's a television for a simple reason. They're telling you a vision. Their vision of what you need to have.
And they send it out in such a way that it makes you start believing that you're lacking in something, so you get pulled into it. You see, yeah. It's really brilliant, by the way.
It is. It's worked for decades.
But you know what it is? It's manipulation, you guys. And manipulation is deceptive. That's not okay. You've been deceived. Yeah. So you've got to catch it when it happens. It's your job. You know what? Every time that it happens and you feel that, you feel like that's pulling you that way, in the second that happened, you're disconnected. You're disconnected. You lost the connection. Okay, just for a second. But if you stop and you breathe and you go, I know that's not to my best good. I can feel that's not right. Okay? And you stop and you breathe, you'll start to come back together. You'll start to bring yourself back, and you'll be back in the present moment, back in your personal power, and back on the track that you came here to be on, the one that's taking you the direction you intended to go before you came here. I want to say this again. I've said it in an earlier one. It takes more time to plan your life than it does to live it once you get here. Imagine that. Imagine missing what you planned because these distractions took you over. That is not okay. Okay, it's your job to keep yourself intact and remain present. And how do you do it? How do you combat all these distractions and this thing that keeps battering you all the time, bombarding? You write it in here. So it's on the pages. It's not in a bank statement that has you underwater. No, and takes up years of your life to get out from underneath that rock. Okay, what is Mary have to say?
Mary has an observation about her life. And we have Margaret. Hi, Margaret, and Sandra have joined us too. Mary says, I've had the experience of being fully present for lengths of time, on and off.
Yeah, of course, that is normal.
That's normal. I felt amazingly very strong, aware of everything, and felt very connected to everyone and everything. I was appreciative of everything in my life. This experience has only really ever happened to me out of extreme trauma and pain. I stay on this wavelength for a little while, and then I get knocked back out. How do I harness that back without having to go through the pain and the trauma? I have somewhat been able to get back to this, but it hasn't really ever been quite like when I went through hardships. So she only feels...
I got it. Okay. I got it. One word. I have one word for you. It'll always answer the question. It'll always be your check and balance whenever you feel that hit you. One word. Gratitude. When you lose your gratitude for wherever you are in your life, that you'll start to go off track. That's when it happens to everybody. It's when we lose the gratitude. Gratitude for what Ray talked about. The needs are met. You have the gratitude. It's the only reality. Ray was reading this. He did the research on it. Needs is the only reality. That's when you have gratitude. I can feed my family. I can feed myself. I have shelter. I have what I need. And for my loved ones. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you. Thank you. When that's not enough, when all of a sudden that's not enough, the distractions are starting to get you, the illusions are starting to pull you away from your gratitude, trying to get you to go their way, to buy what they're selling, to buy into the peer pressure, whatever it happens to be. If you feel that, start writing again. This will bring you back to your gratitude. Your gratitude is the biggest gift. I got to tell you, guided. When I got out of my childhood boot camp, 16 years of it, the first thing that happened to me when I got out of it was I felt this enormous amount of gratitude. I couldn't believe I got out of it alive. I was like, I held my breath for 16 years. I couldn't stop breathing. I was having panic attacks. I could feel my skin, my body morphing into something else. It was the strangest thing I can describe. I had so much gratitude. In fact, every day I wake up, you can ask Ray. I see things and I feel things that I have tremendous gratitude to this day. And I'll tell you, you go through a hardship, you go through something that's horrendous. You know how to access gratitude. You never forget. It's the biggest gift there is to keep you in one piece, to keep you connected, to keep you in gratitude. Gratitude keeps you present. It's where your power is. You can do anything when you have gratitude. You just remember that. You're young, Mary Jan. You're young. This is something that you can harness this if you keep writing this down. Don't you forget about the gratitude you have, about what you have, appreciating what you have. It will keep you present. And let me go back to that one part the guides talked about in this session. Only focus on what is. Or you can only focus on what is when you have gratitude. Right? Okay, only focus on what is right now, the present moment. And quit hoping for that present moment to be different.
And that'll stop all the trauma and pain.
That'll end it right there. You know, you guys you're gonna know how to manage yourself. That's what this is, all right? Okay. I really love what you asked, and if you have anything else to ask about that, let us know. Ray, do we have any other questions?
No, we don't.
This is a hell of a powerful session. I love these sessions because it's so easy to solve it, you guys. It's so easy to get yourself back again. Bring yourself back. When you bring yourself back again, you are powerful. You are no longer broken. You are no longer disconnected. You've got it all. You always had it all. Always. It's just this world, it tests you. It throws stuff at you, you know, and that's how we get confused or whatever. That's why, and I'm telling you, from the time I was 7 years old, I started journal writing so I could understand what was going on in my paranormal world. I knew I wasn't crazy, but that was in the 50s. You never talked about any of that. I needed a place where I could communicate intelligently with myself. As I did it, I had this guidance that I was connected with because of this traumatic childhood, but I started seeing the guidance bleeding through my journal writing, infiltrating my journal writing. It's called automatic writing, okay? It just happens. So when you do your work, when you take yourself seriously and you want to understand yourself and you want to be connected, okay, you need to be connected. You know that. You came in with that. Then, and you have the gratitude, you have everything you need to stay present, you are going to accomplish what you came here to do in this lifetime, what you spent more time planning than the time it would take in this life to actually live it out. You spent more time planning it. Imagine that. Okay.
What's happening next week?
All right, honey. We don't have any other, Ray, do we have something else here?
No. Mary Jan says that was such an amazing message. Thank you.
God, you've got this, Mary Jan. I know you do. I know, because we met you personally. You've got this. Make sure you tell your friends about what we do on Tuesdays, Mary Jan. I'm sure they could use it. All right. Okay, so. All right, next Tuesday, we're going to close this session. The guides are going to talk to you, and they're going to close the session tonight. But before that happens, I've got one announcement. Whoops, I have two.
Oh, you lied there.
All right, hold on, Ray. Okay. Next Tuesday, October 22nd, join me right here on my Facebook page, Linda Deir Author. This will be a Q&A and commentary with Ray and I and my spirit guides at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so don't miss it. In Linda's Weekly Guided Insights, my spirit guides are going to be talking about short-term or long-term planning in your life. Do you tend to overreact when confronted with a situation by turning it into a problem? Do you jump to conclusions? Or do you listen to your intuition? Write it down and examine it before you make a decision. Critical. This is the difference between your gut feelings and your intuition. Some people say they are the same, but they are not. It's unfortunate for those who do not listen to the intuitive transmissions, because they will never get to see the intended result had they followed it. That's the life that you came here to live that you don't want to miss. That's cutting off your destiny. Exactly. A destiny that was planned before you came here. See that? So you could accomplish what you intended. And there you have it. So gut feelings are short-term planning. Intuition is long-term planning, not that it takes a long time to implement. In other words, you take that moment with intuition to write it down, ask yourself how it felt, and from that, what you realize. And then from what you realize, you've got the power to take the action, and you've got your life back. You're back on track. When you confuse the two, it affects your destiny. You don't want to be doing that. That's going to be next week, so don't miss it, you guys. And mark your calendars for next month's live event, Saturday, November 9th. Ray and I will be live on location in Phoenix, Arizona at Storm Wisdom from 1 to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. By then, we're going to have a, daylight savings time clock is going to roll over. So that's going to be Mountain Standard Time. So make sure you check your clocks. In this event will be about knowing what to do and when to do it with the help of your spirit guides. You're never alone, you guys. You are always being guided. With Ray and Linda, with Linda Deir and Ray Hawley, along with those who attend with us on location. It's a free event for those who attend on location. You can also attend this event via live streaming and watch it on demand for 30 days after it's over for $9.95. What a deal. Register early as seating is limited for the online streaming. We only have 100 seats available. So to watch the video trailer or register for this event, click on the link in the description of this video. All right. Okay. So, so we're going to close this session. That at the end of this, I'm going to mention the group for Ask the Universal Channel is meeting this week on Thursday, and I'm going to announce that after we're done with the guide's opening or closing message on the Hope Impulse. All right. I know, what a session.
It takes a lot of energy out of it.
I love this. When we're live, it's even more fired up, you guys. It's because we have you right there with us, and you watching it, all of you watching it on the live streaming is amazing. Okay, so don't miss it. So here they go with their closing message.
Do not talk yourself into needing things that aren't needs. Do not allow your needs to become wants and your wants to become desires. It's then you have to wish for a miracle to save yourself from a lifetime of debt entrapment. Practice restraint and watch your happiness improve.
Gratitude. Just keep a finger on the gratitude. You guys you'll never go off base if you keep doing that. All right. Okay. So here's the final announcement. This Thursday, October 17th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Join us on Facebook, on our Facebook secret group, Ask the Universal Channel. The students of Ask the Universal Channel will perform the following. Veronica's spirit guides will be talking about the intention with which to ask your questions. Very important. By the way, they come up with these themselves. We don't have anything to do with this. And they speak to their own spirit guides about what the guides want to talk to you about this week. So they don't even select it, all right? So this is as pure as it gets. Joy's spirit guides will explain how to make decisions derived from the guidance you receive. That's important. I can tell you personally that Joy really, really has honed her skills around this, all right? Kathy's spirit guides will talk about angels that are all around us that cannot intervene unless we ask because of free will. Okay, so let's say you want something. No, you need something.
You need something.
Okay. You need something. And you have to ask. In fact, here's what you do. You always write down what it is that you asked for. You want to know why? When you get the guidance, when the guidance comes through to you, if you didn't write it down, you won't recognize it as the guidance, the answer to your question. You won't recognize it because you're so busy. All this stuff's going on. Your life is so busy. Got to go here, got to do this, got to do. You're going to miss it. Like you've always missed it. You've got to write the question down that you asked. So when the answer comes through, you can write the answer down. You've got to write the question down, and then you've got to write the answer down so that there's the answer to my question. I mean, this is called the roadmap to consciousness. You see what I'm saying? We miss it because we're not conscious. We're not present. We're not aware. It happens. It's almost like the normal. The normal that we've created in this world. What a tragedy that is. All right. Okay, so Ray and I are going to host this event. So look for the instructions on how to join this secret Facebook group in the description of this video. All right? Not everybody gets to get in. Ray's the one, he's the gatekeeper, and he'll let you know what you need to do to get in. All right, so.
And if you want a refresher course on how to ask, you go to Part 2, Chapter 2 in My Guided Journey. Right,
Ray's right. This is the other journal we have. This is called My Guided Journey. And there's actually a chapter 2. Chapter 2 for asking. It's really important. And I just want you guys to know that, here it is, asking, Chapter 2. There's a video associated with every chapter in Chapter 2. There's 18 chapters in Chapter 2 where you take your journey. You take your journey, just like I took mine, to bring yourself back, okay? And that's on my website for the blogs. You're going to see it there, My Guided Journey. You can go there and just watch any of the videos you want to watch on My Guided Journey. Start from the very bottom of the roll, okay? And you're going to see the first one's fear. Oh, that's the first place we get hung up. But ask. And what does it say for ask there?
Ask. It says.
It's the big print. There's every
it's the
page
big print for
right here.
Right there.
That gives you the synopsis for that particular chapter.
Yep. By asking for our help, your life will change in an instant. We are here. You must ask.
You must ask. So this one that Kathy's going to do on asking is crazy important, okay? So you're going to love these guys. They're learning and getting better and better and better at using Ask the Universal Channel to communicate with their guides and do it the correct way. Ray and I are the world's foremost authorities and teachers on the correct use of Ask the Universal Channel. And we trained them for over a year. Right. These guys, we did it, you guys, we did it over the internet on this group. We never met them. In fact, we only met Joy, one of them,
last month,
a couple months ago.
Yep.
And we're going to meet the other two at our event November 9th. Don't miss it, all right?
A good time will be had by all.
It will be great. Okay, you guys, we will see you maybe Thursday, because that's when we're going to be live with the girls. They're going to be doing the channeling and for Ask the Universal Channel. If you want to join the group, just make sure that you look in the instructions, the description of the video, and the links are there that Ray put in there. So otherwise, we'll see you next Tuesday, and sign up for the event. We're doing it in November. Don't miss it.
Okay.
Knowing what to do and when to do it, you don't want to miss that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Be kind.
Have a great night. We love you guys.
All right.